everybody. I'm your host, Jaime Soretta. On this podcast, we celebrate everything local in Arizona. Do you like trendy snacks, natural wine, and coffee too? I say hard yes to all three and more. I want to introduce you to Koral, Casillas, and Michela, Ricci. They are the owners of Monsoon Market and Strip Mall, located at 7th Street and Osborne. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
You have a podcast as well. What is the name?
The name is Two Valley Girls, LLC.
And Two Valley Girls is what we have in front of us today.
Absolutely.
You also have Mad Love of Phoenix. Tell me a little bit about your connection to the Valley and why it's so important that you have a business that benefits the community around you.
We love Phoenix. We both are locals. I'm born and raised here, and Koral's been here most of her life at this point. And
ASU brought you here?
Yeah, ASU did bring me here. We both are ASU graduates.
Yes.
So
I know we kept her.
Yeah.
ASU will do that sometimes.
It does.
Right? Yeah.
And so we, we're working in the Valley together, and that's how we met, and decided that, in the middle of the pandemic, we wanted to have more influence on our local community because there were things missing that we wanted to see and that weren't being created. And so as very actionable, creative, passionate people, once we started getting together and discussing what that could look like, it was pretty inevitable it was going to turn into something that has now become two somethings.
It has. And two fabulous somethings as well. Did you guys meet at ASU?
We didn't. We actually met working in coffee.
yeah,
So what does that mean?
we worked at Dutch Bros.
Oh my
Don't tell
gosh!
anyone.
So there you have the two personalities. They only have what is that interview process like? Because they must have a very specific way to get such upbeat people there.
It's all about personality hires.
100%.
They'll train you whatever you need to know.
Yeah. You don't need to know anything about coffee, but I think that the interest in being able to just see people, give them everything you have, give them a smile and try to make their day better when they come through. It's such a quick interaction, but it's so high volume. And we're very old school Dutch Bros here in Arizona. It's grown massively since we both worked there, but I think it laid a really strong foundation for us and who we are today and why we love working with people so much. I think that there's maybe it's grown into something that's sometimes a little iffy with people. People think it's too much, you know? But I think, we got so many amazing lessons from working there together.
Well, you think of just the incredible people skills and how we're in an email world. God forbid should we pick up the phone. Now we're talking to people over what my day is going to be like when I'm receiving my coffee.
Yeah.
It is. It forces the interactions, and then on that side, it must make it become more natural to just engage people.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And people do go there for the engagement. You start to really realize that there's not enough interaction that people get sometimes throughout their day. They don't, have as many people to talk to. And so we started seeing, a lot of people who didn't really care about the coffee and who just wanted to come tell you about their day.
Well, I'll tell you about Jaime's Local Love. I always think about it's the people and then the product and their passion that I like to promote. And you go to Monsoon Market because I want to see you. I want to say hi. You know what? I want to get their opinion on something. What are they listening to? I want to see the people who are behind the businesses. That's what I love about it. And I know that you guys will usually be there because as small business owners, you're vacationing in the Greek islands?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, all the time.
On my yacht, obviously.
Put it on the company card.
I came back just for this.
Yeah, we cut our trip short,
But you guys are there,
Morocco.
24/7?
We are there. Both of our businesses, Monsoon Market and Strip Mall, are open 7 days a week. And we are there at least, 5-6 days a week at both of them.
Yeah, if one of us is you'll catch one of us at one of the places pretty much every day. And it helps that they're right next door to each other, right? They share the same parking lot, the same address. And so we're very grateful that we could do that. We could just pop in, pop out, and make sure we're there for whatever our teams need.
So we're working at Dutch Bros, and were you guys kind of be like, what can we do? Did you leave Dutch Bros to create this? Was that how it went?
So Koral was managing the Dutch Bros that I was working at, and I pulled her into the back, and I was like, hey, I'm going to leave, and I'm going to start my own coffee truck.
I was like,
Gasp!
I was like, I loved what Dutch Bros did, but it was thinking about, at that point, I was already 30, I was married, I was like, I want to do something for myself, and thinking about maybe creating a snowbird lifestyle.
Oh.
Excuse me, I could serve coffee for most of the nice season and then escape in the summer.
Ooh.
And I was thinking a coffee truck would be a great way to do that, something I already knew how to do and enjoyed doing. So I did leave and do that for about 3 years. And it was while I had the coffee truck and in the pandemic, I called Koral with the idea that later evolved into what is now Monsoon.
Oh my gosh. What was that original idea?
Originally,
The phone call you got.
So Michela, I had left Dutch Bros shortly after her as well and gone into work for a corporate retail company. And I was watching Michela do her coffee cart and like showing up and getting coffee on my way like to the office, staying pretty connected. And she was spending a lot of time at the farmers markets, which were kind of like newly popping off, like in like Mesa had just started. And she was one of the first vendors to kind of be a staple there. And I think it really inspired her with the idea during the pandemic of like, all of these people want access to local goods, and there's not a farmer's market every day. Like there's not somewhere I can go and get fresh bread every day. And people were really wanting to support local, but the access was kind of limited. And so when she first called me, the idea was actually to open a drive-through farmer's market in one of the old Dutch Bros locations.
Oh my gosh. Fabulous. It's still fabulous.
Yeah. There's a location on actually Central and Camelback that's a very OG Dutch Bros.
Yeah.
And that was like the initial inspiration of like something like that. And we talked about it and kind of tabled the idea and just kind of went back to normal life. The quarantine, kind of opened up a little bit and we just went back to working. And it wasn't until like months later, I saw a different location that was like such a cute little storefront. It looked very like a little bodega in a neighborhood. And I was like, wow, that'd be like a really cool store for something like Michela had explained to me. I'm more interested in like a step in kind of like brick and mortar retail space because that was my background. And so I texted her a picture of the storefront and I said, I'm thinking about that idea, And she said, great, let's go get beers next week.
Oh my God, I love it. That's a great next message.
Yeah.
I hope you screen grab that.
Oh yeah,
I love somewhere in the archives.
Yes, exactly. That's worth printing and framing.
Yeah.
Was that the location where you are now?
No.
Oh, it wasn't.
It was funny because we had reached out about that space and they had just like signed a lease for someone else that was doing kind of a similar concept actually, kind of like a bodega style concept. And I was like, the whole big magic type philosophy of like, when there's an idea, you're not the only one with that idea.
Right.
You might, but someone's going to do it. Like it's a shared collective idea, usually within like a community or a place that will take form. And it's just who's going to do it. And so for that location, someone else was clearly already on the same kind of wavelength of Phoenix needs this. And it only gave us more like assurance that we should also do it wherever felt right to us. And it's hard. We were looking for spaces and we entertained a lot of different ideas. And we pictured Monsoon Market to be really small, like shoebox size.
Small.
And then, we ended up finding a space that was much bigger than we thought, but like the price was right at the time.
Wow. I mean, you gotta love that. A bigger space for the price that was right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were like, maybe we can make this work.
You needed to have a lot of vision, though, to see what we've created in the space that was existing. Because if you see the old photos, it was pretty gnarly.
What was it?
It was a screen printing studio that had been abandoned for years.
Yeah.
There's holes in the walls and the floors, and the paint was so bad and ugly.
It was really a bad vibe in there. But me and Michela walked in. We were like, we could do this. Like,
We got
done.
this.
Like, give us some paint.
We're very resoursoul.
So at what
Yeah.
point are you YouTubing how to fix drywall?
Oh, absolutely.
et cetera?
I
Yeah.
tiled the bathroom. Like,
We had a lot of friends and family who like really showed up and helped us DIY the space. And like shout out to them because they really helped us get it into a nice, base level to build upon. But one of the downsides about a big space is like you have to have a lot more money to make it look like a store in terms of like product in the inside. So we look back on like our first day open and it's so funny because we barely have like anything in there.
there's no inventory. It's so sparse and just kind of bare. It looks really sad.
Yeah.
It looks great now.
Yeah.
It's stuffed.
And honestly, even then, people were so proud of us and we were so proud of it. And they were like, this is amazing. And it was amazing. But it's just so cool to look back on, day one and to see where we are now. And the market has really built itself up and has become turned into something that we honestly had no idea it would become.
Because it's, 3.5 years in now?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a community space, a gathering space, really, right? How do we do? What do we do there?
It is.
Besides shop?
It's well, when we opened Monsoon, we had gone into what is our neighbor's suite, Wang's Vintage, great vintage shop. And we noticed that they had this like sort of couch living room situation in the middle. And we're like, this is such a vibe. You know, like people just hang out here. And they're like, yeah. So when we started looking for furniture for Monsoon, we found this really great couch. And Koral was like, I can't let this couch go, but I don't need it at my house. What if we put it in Monsoon and just kind of had it in this weird middle space we don't know what to do with either? I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. And then people just ate it up.
Yeah.
Like people will immediately come sit on the couch, you know, like mom has kids. She'll like put the baby carrier on the couch or like, you know, the kids will go through the sticker box or, you know, the husband will sit down and take a load off while wife's wine shopping and girlies will come in and gather. It's just like, my favorite thing is in Christmas time when people have armfuls of gifts and they need to lay it out and visually see who goes with what gifts and they do it on the couch. I'm like, I'm so happy we have this couch. Like, it just serves as the basis for what is a community space. Exactly. And I think it has a lot to do with why people feel so comfortable in a retail shop.
Yeah.
Like it's not a normal thing, but we wouldn't do things normally. So.
Well, I said when I walked in that it felt like a record store in a way, where you're not selling records, but it just had this hip, cool vibe to it. And then I like the couch that you could get cozy and take a look at things. You can buy snacks off the shelf and crack them open.
It's a physical expression of the vibe we wanted to create. Like we wrote down words that we wanted Monsoon to feel like when people walked in, because yes, it's about cool stuff, but again, like what Dutch Bros taught us, it's more about the experience. Like we want to create a really positive experience. So when you walk in, we want you to feel invited and welcome. And so like the couch serves as a physical representation, I think, of that.
Yeah. I think that's the first place I went, to the couch. Put my bag down and started strolling around and looking.
It's like you're in someone's house, right? Like that's the vibe that we tell our employees. You know, welcome them in, be like, here's the snacks, let me know what you need.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about what's in the store. What do we see there?
I mean, we are constantly adding more and more into the shop. And like a lot of that goes to how we've continued to build it out. You know, like you said, it kind of feels like a record shop and like really like hip and cool. And I think one of the things about that is like it's not overly executed. Like, you know, the furniture is used and almost all of it we got thrifted, secondhand, Facebook Marketplace. And we only bought a few extra shelves to put more product on as we grew. And we're like, we need more space. But everything is like kind of pre-loved, you know, in there. So it doesn't feel too perfect. You feel like you can get really comfortable, and that allows you to like really want to spend time in there and like look at every little thing. And it's always been built around the core categories of like snacks. Non-alcoholic drinks was like one of our number one core categories. We knew it was like really starting to take off, like the Sober Curious and the NA. We opened in 2021. So after the, you know, pandemic, like people were really curious and changing like their lifestyle and their habits. And so we continued to build out like a really really extensive NA, you know, selection. The retail gifting kind of like Arizona local has always been like a big part of what we've wanted to do. And also bringing in like exclusive brands that people see on Instagram, but they can never find in person. Like, you know, people have the desire to touch and feel things and be able to go buy something from a local shop.
Right.
And so we started just reaching out to all of these like more exclusive brands that are based in like New York, LA, like, you know, all over, and asking if, you know, we could be a place in Phoenix. And for a lot of those brands, we're like the only place like still in Phoenix, sometimes even Arizona, to get their products. And so it was like Phoenix and beyond, this whole kind of like ethos of like, we're going to bring it all here because Phoenix people deserve a cool shop. They deserve to be able to buy these things here.
Well, it's like a shop of all your favorite things.
Yeah.
These are our favorite things. We think you guys will love them too. And I also love when you walk in, you have the fresh flowers right there too. So it just gives you a beautiful space. I asked you to bring some of your favorites in for the podcast that you can find in the shop. So what did you bring with you?
That was a really hard thing to do because you know how much stuff is in our store. There's so many products.
I can't even imagine how many different brands and items that you have.
So many. We wanted to kind of keep with like a core, you know, collection of number one, like Arizona local. So Pop Popcorn. This is artisan popcorn from Tucson. They are one of our best-selling products and just one of the best things to gift, to snack on. Like They've got so many fun flavors. I think I grabbed the cheddar. This is the mesquite smoked cheddar.
They're all gluten-free and vegan too, even the cheese ones. So
Important to know.
yes, that's why they're great gifts too, especially around Christmas when you want to ship something. It's popcorn, so it's really lightweight too.
One of our other favorite snacks we brought is lentiful. We feel like this is one more people should know about because we found this brand while we were in New York, like maybe a year ago. We met the founder at a snack party.
Ooh, snack party.
I told you about this.
Can I please be your +1, not to a snack party somewhere?
We should bring you to one.
We're flying out to Austin next month for a
Yeah.
snack
Austin.
party. So if you want to go,
All right, we'll
This
talk
one,
dates.
details.
actually, I have to say, this one we're going to is called the Snackies. It's actually a snack award show.
Oh my God.
Where we went last year, we actually were some of the presenters of the awards.
Oh my gosh.
So-
So you guys are higher ups in the snack community.
We've been working at it.
we've been putting in our time.
I love it.
Yeah, we show up everywhere. People are like, "You're from Phoenix? That's kind of weird that you're here." We're like, "Whatever."
Whatever. You're weird.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then now they're excited to see us. So,
Oh, good. So tell me about the lentiful.
yeah, we met this guy. He's like walking around. He's like, "Do you guys like lentils?" We're like, "Yeah."
That's what happens at snack parties. Somebody
Yeah.
walks by and goes, "Do you like lentils?"
Oh,
Yeah. He's like, "You should try this."
Seductively.
Yeah, we're like, "Sure."
And it's not a code word. He's
Yes.
literally just talking about lentils.
Yeah.
So is it a little soup or what is it?
Yeah, it's like an instant lentil soup, and they're all like very low sodium, very clean ingredients. Like such a great instant snack for anywhere. We
lunch.
eat them so often.
What I like about both these products is they don't need to be refrigerated.
Totally.
I mean, you think about it. We're camping, hiking, etc.
Yeah, all you need is some hot water, and it turns into just like a really yummy instant lentil soup.
Recess.
This is your fave.
I'm obsessed with Recess. A lot of people know the Recess beverage because they started with a line of like hemp, like CBD beverages. But this line is the Mood, and it is magnesium based and different flavors. So good. When you're living in Phoenix alone, even if you're not working out or doing anything, I think you're probably dehydrated.
Yeah,
So
just in general.
magnesium is great. Yeah, this is the orange vanilla flavor.
So does it make you feel something? So it's an NAA or
An NA beverage, and it has adaptogens in it. So
Okay.
it does have like L-theanine, which can help with like cognitive function. So you're not necessarily going to feel anything, but I do think it's beneficial for you.
Okay.
I drink one every day.
Ooh.
I think it just helps you overall feel better. It's only like adding to, what you have going on. Like it's gonna, make you feel, I think, just a bit more like locked in, more focused. Like
okay.
L-theanine is in here as well. So yeah, one of our faves.
Okay.
You got to keep that in the rotation.
I see the candle.
Yeah.
What is that?
This is from one of our favorite brands called Dilo, and Palo Santo is kind of like a core scent. We carry this brand for like incense cones, candles, perfumes even. They do body fragrance. So it just smells so good, and they're really like powerful scents. They fill up your whole house just with one candle,
Ooh.
but in a very clean way. It's not like the overpowering perfumey type of scent.
What's this little guy?
We actually
Toast?
brought
Oh, that's
that
cute. Toast.
for us to try if we wanted
Oh.
to. It's a little
Is it alcohol?
non-alcoholic.
Oh, it's NA?
That one's
NA.
NA.
Oh, all right. Let's crack
Yeah.
it open. Thank you, ladies.
This is one of our favorite NAs. It's a tea base. It does not have any like adaptogens or
Oh, I forgot that this one gets a little fizzy, especially if
I
it
mean,
was
at
warm.
least let the
Oops.
mic pick it up. That's fine.
well, that'll happen.
It's good.
But as a tea base, it doesn't have anything in it. So, a lot of people might come into the market who are shopping because they're pregnant and they want something that is NA that maybe replicates a wine that doesn't have any, extra ingredients in it, just something very clean. So this
Ooh,
is just
sounds good.
tea, ginger, and then one of them has elderberry and one has cranberry. There's two different
yum.
flavors.
All right. Well, let's toast this toast, ladies.
Let's toast.
Hey, cheers with the NA beverage. Love that.
Yes, it smells so good too.
Ooh, yeah.
Isn't
This
that
is the
Ooh,
delicious?
yeah. That is tasty. And that would look beautiful in a flute. A
Right?
It
champagne
gives
flute.
you that feeling too. So if you wanted to have a little bubbly moment or a celebration, this comes in a full-size bottle also.
Yeah. Because, people are choosing not to drink as often these days, but there's something about that cheers.
Yeah.
That community cheers, and you want to have something in your hand.
We really want to like separate celebration and alcohol. That's like something we
Yes.
feel is very
Isn't that
important.
weird?
Yeah, like it's so synonymous, and
Yeah.
it's I think just the way that our society has operated, and people feel really guilty for not wanting to drink alcohol, and they feel like they have to be excluded from fun things. And so Monsoon, we've just continuously heard how appreciative people are that they could come to like a cool store that has like a big wide offering where they're not limited. They actually feel empowered to be able to find a fun beverage and not feel, outcast at all.
Right. It is strange.
Yeah.
What society has built around that. And I'm glad everyone's kind of jostling for a new space and recreating it. What do you have right here, though? Because natural wine, and you also have a low alcohol wine, too? What is this?
We do, yeah. This is one of our favorite Arizona producers. Our friend Timo is making wine out here in the desert. He works with vineyards like down south, up north, like kind of all over Arizona's, wine country. And he makes wine that is made with very little intervention. So they're not manipulating the vineyard. They're not manipulating the grapes once they get in the cellar. They're really allowing them to reach their like full potential without added sugar or like chemical intervention. Because with mass-produced wine, it is so manipulated that the end result is not good for us. And it also doesn't taste, I think, as good as natural wine either. We love Cactus Crew wines. Everything that he makes is like delicious.
Yeah, you guys had me sample one. It was delicious.
Yeah.
As well. Okay, let's talk about the relationship that you guys have built, both as colleagues and then as best friends, I imagine, and now business owners together. What does that relationship look like? What should people know when they're choosing a partner to build a business with? How have you guys overcome some obstacles, et cetera?
Great questions. I definitely think that getting into business with a friend looks different than probably our situation most of the time because we met through work. We weren't just friends first. And so we developed a friendship in a work environment, a very busy work environment too. Like you had to be on top of your game. And I think that's what drew us to each other in a lot of ways was I respected Koral and the way she worked and vice versa.
Yeah.
And then, from there we built the friendship off of that. But I think also we weren't best friends, outside of beginning this business. We were supportive friends of each other's. And I think that was like the core value. We wanted each other to succeed in whatever we were doing. And when our visions came together, we knew that we had enough trust that we could do it together. But it wasn't just like, oh, this is going to be so fun. We're going to get to hang out all the time. Right. Like,
I think we definitely had enough time to see and observe each other in a lot of different environments, like in our own personal careers and like a joint work environment. And we got to kind of understand each other's goals, like values. I think it's really important. One thing that Michela, I think, really taught me and something we are on the same page about is to make sure that we're clear and on the same page about what success looks like and about what we want out of this, about what we want our everyday to look like and what is going to make us happiest. What do we like about working? What do we not like about, the job? And how can we build our business to work for us, for the both of us equally, and not just to start a business and be like, oh, well, whatever happens. It's very intentional the way that we've set up our business to constantly be like, is this working for you? Is this working for you? Like, how are our schedules? How is your workload? Like, is it interacting with your life the way that you want it to? Because I think people who start their own business and then fail to figure that out end up in the same situation of like, why work for yourself if you're gonna not make your business work for you? That's the point.
So are there, things that you like to do that you don't like to do? Do you guys kind of trade off chores? Like, this is one I'd never want to do again. If you want to handle this one, but I'll handle this one that you don't like.
Yes, that's part of our regular check-ins. Like, we will check in with each other and, we'll take like little trips sometimes. I've told Koral, like, it's really important that we remove ourselves from the environment and that way we can like have clarity and talk about how things are going without being in it. So from time to time, we will do that. And we'll just say, honestly, like, okay, what's taking away energy from you? Like, what's not working? Or even a healthy relationship is being able to maybe call that out and say like, hey, I see you're struggling with this. How can I help you? And that's super important to, in any relationship, be self-aware and working on yourself in a way where you don't take things personally and know that the other person wants the best for you. And so there's an accountability factor there.
But you're being offered a lifeline, not a criticism in
Correct.
that moment.
Right.
And that takes a lot of trust.
Yeah.
To be that vulnerable with each other.
Totally.
And maturity.
We're very aligned people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think like we're very lucky that we have so many of the same values and like viewpoints on life and on business.
Yeah.
Like I'm so grateful for that because it could look so many different ways, but for some reason we're just like always on the same page, even when it's hard, you know? And so we just always get through it, you know?
Yeah.
Communication is key.
Yeah, communication
Support.
is key.
Yeah.
Scary sometimes. I don't know why we think it's so scary,
know.
especially with someone you already trust and love and adore and work with every day.
Yeah.
And then, you know, sometimes it can be scary to say those things, but you should say the things, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've only talked about Monsoon Market because then you went into business again across the street.
did.
Tell me how it was. What you guys were staring at this empty space and you thought you would have a coffee place called For the Strip Mall, By the Strip Mall, and now it's Strip Mall.
Yeah.
Go ahead, because you kind of did that.
I mean, we had this empty space, you know, in our plaza, and it used to be a coffee shop. And when we signed the lease for Monsoon, it was still that coffee shop. And right after we opened, they closed. So we just passed each other. We were like, man, it would have been so nice to have a coffee shop here, you know? And years later now, we've been consistently eyeing the space. Like, you know, if anyone were to do a coffee shop there, like maybe it would be us.
Like we kind of know how to do that already.
Yeah, like, should we?
Funny how we have the skills.
Yeah. And, you know, there were times where, like, we kind of pushed, like, for it and then had to level set with each other and be like, dude, we can't afford that or we don't have time for it, you know, and we're just not ready. And so now, you know, years later, we arrived to the same conversation and the check-in that we always have of, should we do it? And this time the answer was different. It was like, yeah, we actually should. I think we're ready for it. So it kind of was a joke where we were like, let's open a strip mall. I mean, let's open this coffee shop ran by strip mall employees. And it'll be
like a co-op.
Yeah, like a co-op coffee shop. It'll be like by the strip mall for the strip mall. And it was this true aha moment. We were talking with the owner of the gym next door to us, and that's because he used to work at Dutch Bros with us too.
No way. Are
So we
you
were like,
kidding?
you know how to make coffee. You know how to make coffee. Like, there we go. We got
And
a
then we'll get
handful.
all the guys that work at Wang's to buy coffee from us.
Yeah.
And then, you know, because the plaza itself wants coffee. So
Yeah.
we'll just kind of squat and start making coffee for us, by us.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And then, like, in that moment, we, like, literally pulled out my computer and I made, like, a really not great logo. And it said strip mall coffee and had 5 stars. And it said surprisingly good.
Oh, that's it.
And, like, the idea of strip mall is this really stripped down, really basic coffee shop where it's not as, like, specialty and as, like, fluffy. And it's just straightforward, you know? And,
It is what it is in that we didn't have the money to do anything else. You know,
Yeah.
like this space has been sitting vacant for almost 4 years. The property management just left it as it was. And, you know, it exists with some bones, but anyone who had toured it looked at completely ripping it out and remodeling it. And we were just staring at it going, I mean, you paint it and it's there. Like, you don't really need to do anything. It's not the cutest. But again, we have a vision of how we could make it cute. So once we had enough resources, I was like, you know what? I was like, if we do it and just do exactly as we did with Monsoon, Facebook Marketplace, all the furniture, and, you know, get in there and you and I do all of the work, then we could probably do it.
yeah, we were like, we have a team at Monsoon who's, like, already working full time and they want to work full time. And, you know, it left us with some extra time to be able to work the coffee shop when it first opened. And so we were like, okay, well, you know, our team is working at Monsoon, so we're going to be the strip mall team. And, you know, we went back to making coffee 7 days a week, just the two of us. And we hired one person to start. And, yeah, it was just like, really, why not? Let's do it.
Where are you getting your beans? Where's
We're
coffee?
working with Peixoto, who I'd worked with on my coffee trailer, the Early Bird. I love Peixoto. They're amazing.
Did they just open a bakery situation?
They're opening, yes, in Phoenix with Mark Charcone. And I think it opens this week.
Oh my
well,
gosh.
that'll be
I've been watching those pastries. You also have, there's something special that you can't find in many places, but we can find at the strip mall is those bean burritos.
Oh, the
yeah.
bad hombres.
Bad hombres.
Everyone wants the bad hombres burritos.
I mean, it's the only place where we get them hot and ready to eat.
correct.
Yes.
Yes.
How'd you work that deal?
Oh, Hank
We
and
said,
Sam are,
hey.
yeah, they're good friends.
Are they Dutch
I
Bros
slid
too?
into their DMs. No.
We didn't know them beforehand, honestly, but it was like when we we knew we wanted burritos. Like it's like this weird, like we manifested it from the past we just were like, we need to have like really coffee shop expected snacks. Like we don't even have pastries, but we have bean and cheese burritos, you know, and like for some reason that makes sense for us in that space and in that community where people like need a hot little lunch snack, you know, more than they need a croissant. And so we messaged them and we're like, hey, we should meet up and chat. And just from the moment we talked to them, it was like we were just very much on the same page about having them with us.
So you think of the snacky store and then your coffee and then the depth that you guys have and an intention that you bring to your business and to your space. And you also welcome people in for different events. So tell me about the wine tasting that you have. You guys do your podcast right there in your space, the different yoga too, right?
Oh my gosh, we do so much in this space.
Yeah.
Yes. Monsoon Market does wine tasting every Saturday and Sunday. And then we actually obtained a BYOB license for strip mall. So anytime, but on the weekends especially, we encourage getting a bottle of wine from Monsoon Market and then bringing it on over to strip mall, and you can enjoy wine there where we're hosting a bunch of events and a lot of music events, all kinds of things. As Monsoon Market had become this space for community and sort of a third space, we realized too that it was important to open strip mall because it was going to be a better space itself to host those kinds of gatherings. And that's what we're doing. We're pushing a lot of the events over to strip mall.
Yeah. So, I mean, every weekend you can go to strip mall or Monsoon Market and there's something happening. And so wine tasting every Saturday, Sunday at Monsoon. It's free. We just have wine open. You can come sip. And then at the coffee shop, we have a lot of live music most of the weekends and craft events and different types of creative communities that are gathering in the space. And we really wanted it to be a third space, and so we're just starting to really, you know, let people know that we have it and you should come use it, you know? And so
what incredible outreach in 3.5 years you guys have built.
Thank you. Thanks. It's quite impressive, and it's Phoenix, right? Like, you know, we had no idea that like there would be such a loud megaphone that Monsoon would carry. And it's really because people started showing up and connecting, and like they built this like really strong like world that just it just feels like Monsoon's this vortex, you know, that brings so much greatness and like inspiration out of the community, and they find us, you know. And so it's like we just kind of keep bouncing back this energy that the city keeps throwing to us, and it's built something that's like so cool. And we couldn't have even tried to plan it, you know, as the way that it's naturally, you know, fallen.
We need like a name for the fans. Are they Monsoonies or
well,
Thunderclouds?
They're market groupies.
Oh, they're market groupies.
Yeah.
I have the sticker.
Yes,
market
yeah,
groupies.
market groupies.
And Monsoon Market, you guys chose that name. Why?
Oh, we were wondering for a while what the name was going to be, and I think it was after a trip down to Tucson, and we had been driving back and just like pointing out how beautiful the desert was and the colors. And we kept talking about the sky, about how at that point in time, you know, the desert's always been this mysterious, beautiful place that people are curious about. But the landscape had taken over the narrative. It was like cactus and mountains. And it was like, people are missing the sky. Like, we're both obsessed with the clouds and the colors of the sky and Arizona sunsets. And so we went to bed one night, and it was monsoon season. And Koral, like, woke up in the middle of the night and texts me. And she goes, Monsoon Market. And I was like, oh, that's it. Like, that is just so it, because it's so Phoenix, and it's about what we are trying to do and bringing in this like fresh perspective, you know, something cool and new and invigorating.
And everyone looks forward to a Monsoon store.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We all
But
want to come in.
if you're not like a Phoenix person, you don't really feel that, you know? It's like very specific to Phoenix.
It's niche.
Yeah, people like, I feel like the news can even like depict monsoons as like really scary, and they can definitely cause some damage.
Yes.
But, you know, generally monsoon season is something that people get a fresh breath of air, you know, some like reprieve from the summer.
The smell of the creosote.
Yeah.
The umbrellas being tossed around, the rain coming down, splashing in the pool.
It's like a little crazy.
I mean, I think it's like sexy and romantic.
Yeah.
I always love a monsoon storm.
Yes.
So you get us.
That's exactly what we're doing.
And I get.
Yeah.
But I'm a Phoenix girl, and I love the storms. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on everything that you've built, and Godspeed with everything that's coming soon, I imagine.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jamie. We appreciate appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to Jaime's Local Love, the podcast. I'm your host, Jaime Soretta. Our technician is Tom Heidinger. Our editors are Lorraine Shearing and Gina Coy. Do you know a business worthy of some local love? Email me at jsoretta@azfamily.com. Follow us at facebook.com/Soretta and Instagram @Soretta News. Make sure to subscribe and give us a 5-star review, please. And tell your friends about the podcast and the businesses we feature to show your local love. You can find us on Apple, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and anywhere you get your podcasts.
Jaime's Local Love, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast.